Moin Leute, herzlich willkommen und schauen uns wieder ein Video, und zwar Good News for the Amazing Digital Circus Episode 7. Wann The Amazing Digital Circus Episode 7 rauskommen könnte. Ich weiß nicht, ob das schon bestätigt ist, das werden wir im Video sehen. Es kann sein, dass es bestätigt ist, kann sein, dass das nur Theorien sind oder so, keine Ahnung. Das Videos von Internet Inferno. Lass ein Abo da, lass ein Like da, deutschen Untertitel anmachen, da das ein englischer Channel ist.
Our Good Digital Circus news starts with a huge Episode 7 update and release date change, but also answered what effect on Episode 7 and its release schedule Glitch's other new show would have.
Ja, das habe ich auch schon mitbekommen, das Glitch Deutsch, dass die eine neue Serie anfangen, und zwar diese Serie hier, und ja.
We were told earlier on by Glitch that they would be holding off on other projects to fully focus on the Amazing Digital Circus first to avoid any drama or conflict from angry fans who had a problem with them releasing two shows at the same time in the past. But with Knights of Guinevere just having its first trailer that told us it'd be coming out on September 19th, many fans were left confused with what we should expect for the Digital Circus's next episode, Episode 7, and if it was going to be pushed back while Glitch again decided to focus on another new show first, with some comments including that the new show looks peak, plus possible Amazing Digital Circus hiatus for a bit. I cheer.
Nein, Bro. Nein, Bro. Nein. Heißt das, dass die jetzt wirklich Pause machen? Oh nein, Bro. Digga, wie Amazing Digital Circus ist die erfolgreichste Serie von Glitch Deutsch. Die können jetzt hier nicht aufhören, Digga. Das geht doch nicht.
As there were many fans of the show that wanted a slight delay to Episode 7's release, as with only 3 more episodes of the show left to come out, they wanted
Episode 7, Episode 8 und Episode 9 und danach ist Schluss, dann kommt sie 2. Krass.
Episodes of the show left to come out, they wanted to cherish each episode and make sure they weren't too rushed. But that's where things took a turn, as some responses to the situation included how it has already been confirmed that the Amazing Digital Circus will be completed before they do any other projects, just because they don't want as big of a delay as their other shows have had when working on more than one at the same time. Where Gooseworks was a part of, where she mentioned the longer gap between episodes there used to be, and how fans would have to wait around 7 months as Glitch were juggling the Digital Circus with a different series at the time, but as we're told, they simply don't want to do this anymore, which explains why recently we've been getting episodes a lot faster than
Ja, das war ziemlich geil, dass vielleicht nach einem Monat oder so direkt Episode 6 rauskam. Das fand ich richtig geil.
usual. But with this new show, Knights of Guinevere, already confirmed to come out on the 19th of this month, there was still the question of if Glitch would essentially be fully focusing on this show before putting more work into the Amazing Digital Circus Episode 7, to which we're told how 2D and 3D are 2 different teams over at Glitch, referring to how this new show we're expecting from Glitch is being made in a completely different format to the Digital Circus in the first place. Adding that Goose had said in a live stream how Episode 7 shouldn't be too long of a wait as well, which was actually proven by a separate post that ended up being great news for all Glitch's shows, revealing how now we have at least 3 groups working at Glitch. One working on the Amazing Digital Circus, one working on Gaslight District, and one working on Knights of Guinevere. We hear from Kevin unironically believing he could make the entirety of Meta Runner Season 1 in only a month, telling us how the production process for every show at the company, obviously including the Digital Circus, was overall going to be run a whole lot smoother and more efficiently. But before getting to the new expected release for Episode 7 of the Digital Circus, it turns out we were given a massive update that reveals what we're actually expecting to see in this episode, as it turns out we were finally given new information about the Digital Circus's most mysterious character, Ribbit, which started with our first detail revealed in a recent live stream that was held by some of the official voice actors for the show, where we were told originally Ribbit's gender was confirmed by Sean on the Amazing Digital Circus live stream today, as before there had been absolutely no mention or confirmation of if Ribbit was meant to be a boy or a girl, which Jax's voice actor ended up responding to, saying how in the live stream Sean didn't call Ribbit a him, which would have revealed to us that Ribbit is a boy, as he totally said referring to them instead, which he continued with a statement confirming that any info regarding Ribbit's gender in the past wasn't meant to actually be canon, meaning for some reason, this detail about Ribbit was meant to be more of a secret, which is where episode 7 comes into play, as it turns out this isn't the only huge secret we were actually told about Ribbit in the first place. It turns out we finally have definitive proof of him finally being added into the show as an actual character after all, as in another recent live stream held by the voice actor for Zubul, we were told, quote, "Using knowledge I have of Ribbit that you guys don't have yet, implying that we are gonna see them in the show, it's gonna happen, it's confirmed," which perfectly connected to the show's creator posting a full body character model for Ribbit as well, something that would only make sense to have designed in the first place if Ribbit was actually gonna appear in the show after all, as Gooseworks has never posted anything like this for the other abstracted characters like Queenie, for example. But with Ribbit confirmed to be in the show, how do we know they were meant to pop up in this next episode, episode 7 specifically? Well, it turns out we were given more news behind the scenes from Jax's voice actor this time, who told us how something new is essentially meant to pop up, as we're told how some people will love where the direction is going, or some will hate it and feel betrayed. Again, implying that whatever this change that happens in episode 7 actually is, it's gonna be a new direction that'll end up being controversial to the fanbase. Something that would perfectly match up with the idea of a flashback episode that's already been heavily teased for one of the future episodes of the show, as episode 6 teased how there was a lot more towards Jax's backstory between both Kaufmo and Ribbit that we still needed to know about. And with the confirmation that Ribbit would be appearing in the show as an actual character, we know this controversial, possibly new goes-in for episode 7 is almost 100% gonna involve Ribbit after all. As behind the scenes, the show's creator had specifically described this episode as, implying that there's meant to be a whole lot of craziness in this episode that leaves a lot of fans confused. But going back to the expected release date for episode 7, we know that Glitch would need to allow a bit of space between their new show and the digital circus to let fans have time to appreciate that one first, meaning it'd make perfect sense to expect episode 7 around the end of October. As again, the show's
Ende Oktober kommt das erst. Yo, was? Erst Ende Oktober? Ich hätte gedacht, dass sie das so Anfang Oktober machen, Ende September. Okay, ja, okay, am 19. September releasen die hier ihre neue Serie, aber okay, wow, da müssen wir noch über einen Monat warten, Digga. Oh my god.
Creator had already told us that we wouldn't be waiting too long, and Glitch would still need a bit of time to start releasing early teasers for the new episode after the release of Knights of Guinevere. But we're also expecting more than one part to this episode, as Gooseworks also told us how the rest of the season was supposed to get completed in 3 more episodes, but as we all know by now, episode 7 would be split up, which we were told about.
Episode 7 wird aufgeteilt sein. Also heißt das entweder, dass es Episode 7 Part 1 gibt und Part 2, oder dass die Episode 7 Ereignisse auf Episode 8 dann gemacht werden. Also ein von diesen beiden Dingen muss stimmen. Yo, stell dir mal vor, auf einmal kommt so Episode 7 Part 1, Episode 7 Part 2. Yo, das ist crazy.
Told about, along with another official statement telling us what exactly we'd see in each of these episode parts in the first place. As our next...
Digga, ich hab das gerade eben gesagt. Episode 7 Part 1 und Part 2, Digga. Part 1 und dann ist ja die Folge noch, da machen die safe so einen Cut dann und dann kommt erst Part 2 danach. Okay, ich weiß nicht, was ich davon halten soll. Ich weiß nicht, aber Glitch Deutsch, wir wissen doch ganz genau, The Amazing Digital ist so eine erfolgreiche Serie, dass sie da erstmal aufhören, das sogar in Parts aufteilen, Digga. Bitte, Digga.
Next big announcement gave us our first details, explaining how behind the scenes there was basically too much content being worked into these remaining episodes of the show plot-wise. As we were told, the 7th episode had no choice but to be broken up into 2, meaning there's meant to be so much craziness and big events going on in these next 2 episodes of the show that resulted in them being split up in the first place. And it turns out we know what these crazy events in the next episodes are meant to be as well, and I fully put together everything we're told about them early into this video right here. So for what we know about the digital circus, make sure to check it out.
Ja, also falls ihr mehr von solchen Videos haben wollt, wo wir so auf die neuesten News angucken von Amazing Digital Circus oder sowas, lasst mich wissen, schreibt es in die Kommentare und ja, damit das ist es auch dann später. Ciao.